Hello, welcome back to my page here on YouTube and on Facebook. My name is Jeff, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in and watching my videos. Most of the time, my videos are reviewing games for the MetaQuest 2, 3, and 3S for people 50 and up. I'm in my 60s. My wife's in her late 50s. We've been playing this game for probably over 4 years now, the MetaQuest 2. We each have one of the 2s. And I wanted to make this video today. It's not a review of a game, but it's a review of the game itself, of the headset. So say you're thinking about maybe this Christmas, because it's early November now, you might be thinking about purchasing a MetaQuest VR headset for yourself or for one of your loved ones. And I just wanted to help you out and try to figure out and help you figure out for yourself which one would be best for you. So right now I'm recording this on a MetaQuest 2. I am at one of my favorite fishing locations in the game Real VR Fishing. It's a nice little stream side kind of place, so I wanted to show you that. In 2025, I will be switching over to the MetaQuest 3. And I want to tell you why I chose the 3 over the MetaQuest 3S. So let's start by looking at, first of all, the MetaQuest 2, the headset I'm playing on now, is over 4 years old. And it's been around for 4 years. And like all technology, things progress and they get better and faster and better looking and so on and so forth. So there's been other headsets long before the MetaQuest 2. And all of them have faded away, pretty much gone the way of the antique store. And now the MetaQuest 2 is starting to phase them out. So you don't want to buy a MetaQuest 2. You can get them really cheap right now. And that's because within the next year to 2 years, it's pretty much going to be done and over with. And many of the new games that are being created right now, and in the last 6 to 8 months or whatever, are designed for the MetaQuest 3 or above. And what that means is that their quality is made for 3 and above, where the MetaQuest 2 just doesn't have the power or the computer chips or any other knowledge to make it and create a good game on it. So you can't play things like, there's new games that are out, like the Batman game. You cannot play that on a 2. You have to have a 3, 3S, or something better. And like your iPhones comes out with a new phone every single year because they have new technology, they have new cameras, they have new this, new that, so they want you to buy a new one every frickin' year. Well, the MetaQuest games, which actually started out as a different company, Meta, which owns Facebook and a lot of other things, bought it from Oculus, and I bought it. It was still Oculus back in the day. But anyways, the MetaQuest 2 is being phased out. And like I said, in a few years from now, you might be able to play some of the games that you buy between now and then, or have, between now and then. But a lot of the games just won't be supported. There won't be computer knowledge to run it on the MetaQuest 2. It will eventually fade out, and you'll have to either upgrade or just stop playing. So my wife and I were deciding which one I should get, the MetaQuest 2 or the MetaQuest 3. The MetaQuest 3 or the MetaQuest 3S. And I'm going to go through the differences with you. Let's go to the MetaQuest 2, or 3S, All right, so the MetaQuest 3S right now is only $299.99. And these things go on sale, and the MetaQuest 3 goes on sale every now and then. So if you're looking, you might want to find a time that goes on sale, or here, $300. This now is going to be the new starting point. Like the MetaQuest 2 at one point was the starting point. And the MetaQuest 1 at one point was the starting point. And then it gets something bigger and better, and it eventually goes away. So the 3S is the new starting point. Now, what's the difference between the MetaQuest 2 and the 3S? Well, the 2 and the 3 share the exact same lenses, the lenses that you view the game through, which are really good lenses for a VR headset, but not nearly as good as the MetaQuest 3 has. The 3S is the same as the 2. What makes the 3S better than the 2 is it's a little thinner, it's a little lighter, and the computer chip that's in here is a Snapdragon, what they call a Snapdragon, and it is a better quality, here it is right there. It is a better quality brain that this thing has, and it allows it to have better quality videos and games. For instance, if you're playing in the MetaQuest 2, you're looking at this, the water might be a little murky, the grass might not look real, that type of thing, but it's there. Where in the Quest 3S, it's going to look better. The water is going to look a little cleaner, crisper, the grass is going to look crisper, and the trees will look crisper. So it's a visual thing. It also holds more storage and more memory so that developers who create these games are able to add more depth, more textures, more lighting, make the blacks darker and the grays different and the coloring so much more realistic. So that's what's the difference between the 2 and the 3S, is basically this here brain in this thing, the whatever they call that, Snapdragon. Let's see if I can get some information here. All right, Snapdragon XR2 Gen X or Gen 2 chipset. That chip is what makes the real difference between the 2 and the 3S. Now, this is the exact same chip that is in the MetaQuest 3 as in the 3S. It's the same one, except the difference then becomes the lenses. Let's go back to the lenses. So the lenses in the 3S are the exact same lenses that are in the MetaQuest 2. And these are, they're decent, they're okay, but they're not as good as in the 3. The 3 are, one of these is a flat and one of these is curved. And I believe this is the flat ones. So your pixelation will not be as good as in the 3. So basically you're getting the same view as the 2, you're just getting a bigger brain and a better quality. Now there are games that are coming out for the 3 only, MetaQuest 3 or 3S. They can be played in the 3S, but again, the quality will not be as good, and here comes that bear again. The quality will not be as good as in the 3. So this is this is the starting point, $300, $299.99. So if you're just first buying a headset and you can't afford the regular 3, the MetaQuest 3, but you still want to play VR, then this is a good starting point. I think eventually you're going to want to move up to the 3, or in the future, within a couple of years from now, they'll probably have a MetaQuest 4 or a MetaQuest something that's even more advanced than the 3 and the 3S. Now, this one also, what's different between the 2 and the 3S, is these 6 cameras right up front, 3 on each side. What that does is let you actually play your game, and then see your area around you in your real life. So you can be playing this game, and over here you'll be able to see your couch. You might be able to see your end table, your television, the floor. If you have pets wandering around, you'd be able to see them. And this gives it to you in color, where the 2, it's in black and whites, grays, where in the 3 and 3S, it's in color. And the 3S, I don't think the color is quite as good as in the 3. But that comes in handy when you're playing a game where you're going to be doing a lot of moving around, like a boxing game, and you want to box your fighter, but you don't want to accidentally punch your TV or punch a person who's walking past you or punch your pet, So that's better than the 2, is the 3 cameras. And like I said, it's lighter and it's a little thinner. And we're going to look at the strap. There's a strap that comes with these. All right. There's a strap, a head strap. Here it is. That comes with these. And it's just a cloth type strap that goes around the back of your head and over the top of your head. It connects to the sides and the back of the strap. It connects to the front, the sides of your actual Quest 3S. And this thing is not very comfortable. It's like wearing a jock strap on your head. And all the different MetaQuests come with that. Even the 3S and the 3 and the 2, and I think some of the ones in the futuristic ones, those also come with this head strap. So when you're thinking about buying a game, you're not only going to have to buy this headset, you're probably going to have to buy yourself a new head strap. There it is. You see, it goes around the back of your head. It adjusts, sort of, and it has adjustments on the top, sort of. And it's like wearing a big rubber band on your head. Not comfortable whatsoever. And then they now have the 2 compared to the 3S. They now have the new controllers. The controller I'm using, you can see right here, I hope, in front of you. I can see it on my screen. They have this round plastic circle. And what that round plastic circle does is allow the headset to see this so it knows when you're moving your hands or your fingers, that it knows exactly where your hands and fingers are. Well, now the new technology, they don't need that ring anymore. They have cameras on the headset, and they have some kind of thing in the actual controllers, which allows them to see each other, and so that supposedly, I haven't tried it yet, your hand and controller coordination will be much, much better. So there it is, the 3S. This is just recent. This just came out, it's November, and I believe, it's November, and it became available in October, I believe. So it's been out for only a month. By the time you see this, it might have been a little bit more, but it's $300. And it's a good starting point. But let's go to the 3. I see they don't even advertise the 2 anymore on the page. But you still can go to Amazon or other places to get the 2. But you don't want the 2. Pass on the 2. So let's go to the 3. Now, this has been out for a little over a year now. Came out in October of 2023. And as you see, it starts at $500 and goes up. Well, this goes on sale quite often. So you might be able to get it even cheaper when you're looking to buy for yourself or for a loved one. It comes with Batman. I believe the 3S also does come with Batman. But as I said, with the 3 compared to the 3S, the 3 will have a better quality visuals. Starts at $500. It has mixed reality that will be in color. It has a better quality mixed reality. And the difference between the 3 and the 3S is the lenses inside. Let's see if I can find where I can get to the lenses. Here we go. In the box, let's see if they have... Now these are rounded, they're curved lenses. So they give you a better quality and it has more pixelations so that your video will look more realistic, more graphical, perfectly right. It will also give you better colors, better depth, better textures. And what I mean by textures is, like I said, the grass will look like it has a texture. The wallpaper will look like it has a texture. Things that you can pick up and move around in a game will look like it has a texture. So it's so much better. It has the same Snapdragon in it, but because the lenses are better, it allows it to see and do and be better than the 3S. So when we came down to deciding which one should I get between the 3 and the 3S, we did decide to go with the 3 because when my wife purchased this back in October, I think it was, when the 3S first came out. They had a sale on this one. And this one, compared to the 3S, when you had the exact amount of the same memory storage, the price was only about $60 difference. So we went with the 3 just because it will give me better quality visuals. It has the new, better lenses in it, and it should be a better experience for playing. So that's why we went with the 3 instead of the 3S. Even though the 3S is newer, the quality is not as good as the 3. So if you can, check around, see if you can find this for, cheaper price. And remember, even with this, you're going to have to buy a headset. Now, a head strap. I would not go to the MetaQuest for accessories. I've had a lot of bad experiences with them, and people in the past have had a lot of bad experiences with them. Let's see if I can get this to show. There it is. So here is their next step up. The Elite Strap. $70. And all they did was replace the cloth strap with a plastic strap and then a different kind of cloth over the top. Unfortunately, the plastic they used on my Quest 2, I've been through like 3 or 4 of these headsets because it keeps breaking in the same spot. The plastic is not strong enough. And they keep sending me a new one, or I keep buying a new one, and it keeps breaking. So the last one, I just naturally put a piece of duct tape on both sides where it continuously breaks. And there, if you look at complaints, you'll see a lot of complaints about the MetaQuest head straps because they break. They're not very flexible or bendable. Now the next step up, and that's $70. Well, you can get one better than this for less than $70. And then there's one with the battery, which is what I'm going for, but I'm not going to do the MetaQuest Elite Strap with battery because, again, you have the cheap plastic on the sides that break, and the battery in the back is a low-quality battery. It'll give you maybe an hour extra play, something like that. I don't know if they actually say how much here, but it's not. There are headsets with a lot better battery quality that will last much longer. Carrying cases you can buy from MetaQuest. It's basically a cloth-lined, an outside carrying case with the plastic and cloth inside, so you can nice and neatly carry this if you're going to go over to a friend's house and play with them at their house. Or one time, my wife and I, during the pandemic, we rented a house up on Lake Superior. It was just the 2 of us, and of course, because of the pandemic, all the restaurants and everything was closed. So we were in this house all by ourselves for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days. So we took ours up there with us, and we had to pack ours all in the boxes they originally came with. If we had carrying cases, that would have been nice. And they have them for the 3 and the 3S. Now there's this facial piece, the interface. I've heard a lot of bad things. I've never experienced it myself with the MetaQuest ones, that there are cheaper. This is $40 for a cheap piece of plastic, rubber plastic. You can buy them on Amazon for a lot less from different companies. You got chargers. I have a charging dock for my Quest 2, so does my wife, that charges both the controllers and the headset all at the same time. This one here, just for the controllers, is $60. But we bought a different a different brand, Anchor. We bought an Anchor, and we were okay with it. It works decent. It has its problems, but it works decent. And there are other companies that make charging ports. Now, this is something you might want to look into. Because like I said, when you buy a game, you're not just buying a headset, and then you got to buy individual games. You're going to have to buy accessories. Now, this is an important accessory for those people who have glasses. Because if you try to put your glasses on underneath your headset, they do have spacers and things, but sometimes things go wrong and your glasses can actually scrape the lenses inside your headset. And if they do that, well, then you're pretty much screwed. That lens will be scratched permanently and it's no good. So you can buy these. These are prescription lenses, and they're magnetic. So they just pop on and pop off. And they also anti-fog. So sometimes when you're playing a hard game and you're breathing heavy, your lenses typically can fog up. Well, if you have these anti-fogging lenses, it won't happen. So you pop these on. You can play the game not wearing your glasses because this will have your prescription. And you'll have to check. There's a lot of different companies that make these. Some of them can't do like bifocal or trifocal. So you'll have to check with them to see if it's available for you. And they also come in different prices. This is $50. Some are a little cheaper. Some are a little more, depending on what you get. But say you have a headset and you got your lenses in there, you're playing, and then your wife or kid wants to play. Well, these just pop off, boom, like a magnet. It just pops off. It's so simple. They can play, and then when they're done, you can just pop these right back on. So that's an accessory you might want to think about if you wear glasses or the person who plays the game wears glasses. I mean, there's a lot of different accessories that you can purchase for these different games, and I found very few are absolutely necessary. A new head strap is necessary. Lenses is necessary if you have glasses. And you want to make sure you don't scratch your headset. So this one starts at $500. The other one started at $300. So that's a $200 difference. But the difference is the lenses inside are so much better on the 3. And the memory. Don't be fooled. When my wife first bought me this was during the pandemic, when this first came out. In fact, when she ordered it, it wasn't even available for shipping yet. That's how new it was. And we had no idea because we've never played any kind of, VR headset or anything else like that. And she just went with the smallest memory, which was like 64 gigabytes. And then there's like a 124 gigabytes. And then there's like a 250 something gigabyte. So she went with the smallest because, of course, it was the cheapest. And we had no idea if I was even going to like this headset or not. So we did that. But then I started buying games and buying games and buying games. And next thing you know, I have over 470 apps and games in my headset. And because of only the 64 memory gigabyte, I can only have in between 10 and 12, maybe 15 games, depending on how big the game itself is. Have them actually installed into the headset, which just means I can click on and go to this page. Let's see, installed. See, I only have 8 installed right now. Now these ones here, you can't uninstall, and they take up space in the memory. But I have 4 actual games installed at this moment because that's all the memory I can use, or I don't want to overstress it. Because say I have 64 gigabytes, you also need at least a minimum of 10 more gigabytes after the games are installed to make sure that it's able to record what you're playing, so that it can then store in its memory where you're at. So you don't have to start from the beginning every single time. And there's also cloud storage. So that helps out a little bit there, but we don't use cloud storage because you have to pay extra for that. But I only have 4 in, so if I wanted to add more, I'd have to probably uninstall one of these games to install another game. So here's 454 that are not installed at this moment. And I can just go through, and if I want to install one, I just click on it and say install. Like here, I just click on install and it would install it. If there's enough memory. You always have to check to make sure there's enough memory, because if there isn't, it won't install. And then I also have demos. These are games I bought were just a demo so that you can try them out. And it's about a 20 to 30 minute play time on most demos. And then if you like the game, you can buy the game later in a full finished version. And I have tutorials. Everybody gets tutorials. This teaches you about playing the game and the headsets and how to play them. Then I have hidden. Now these are games. Most of these are like demos and experiences that these are not finished games. This one here, I believe, let me move that one. Anyways, these are games that are not full finished games, or like this one is a finished game, but they had a recent update, so I don't have the original in there. I have the new updated version. Creed was a demo, so you got to try it out for like 15-20 minutes, and then it's done. I think some of these I can go back and try to play again, but again, they're only partial games. They're only a few minutes worth of game. And then ones like Creed I bought, Arizona I bought, Beat Saber I bought, Crisis Brigade 2 I bought. And this is a game that they no longer have available to anyone. It was a free-to-play. It was a great game, but somebody decided they don't want to support it anymore. So that game's no longer available. If I click on it, it won't install it because I cannot play that game anymore. This one was a demo. I bought it. I bought this one. I bought this one. I bought this one. I bought this one. So it's a good thing. You can try out your headset and you can try out different games. Some of the games, you can try them before you buy them, which is always a good idea. Or just watch my videos here on YouTube where I give you a full-length version of a review of games for people 50 and up. So in today, let's go back to the browser. I'm going to just say that if you are just starting VR and you've never done it before and you're not really sure if you're going to like it or not, and you don't have a lot of money to spend, I would go with the 3S. It's a decent starter. You don't want to go with the 2 or anything else lower than a 2. It's a good starter. It's $300. It's fairly cheap. You can try it out, and if you don't like it, maybe give it to somebody else, or get a refund. There are refunds for if you played like games less than, I believe it's like 2 hours, or you own it less than 14 days. You can get refunds on games you don't like if you've tried them out. So that's a good starter. But if you have the cash, if you can afford to, if you really think you're going to like VR, say you tried it at a friend's house or something, you really like it, the 3 is the one to go for because it has the better lenses, it has the better quality, it has the better everything. So spend your money there. All right, my name was Jeff. I want to thank you for watching this video and any of my other videos that I produce here on YouTube and on my Facebook page. I want to thank you. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost you a thing. You just click on that subscribe button below the video here on YouTube. And what it does is every time I put up a new video, it just allows you to know. It gives you a notice saying, hey, Jeff put up a new video. You might want to check it out. So it doesn't cost you a dime. Giving thumbs up, subscribing, and leaving comments helps me in the YouTube world of getting a better position, a higher position, so more people actually see this video. So if you know somebody who's thinking about getting a VR headset or has one and they're 50 and up, but they are not sure about what games and things to buy, let them know about my page, please. And until next time, thank you and bye-bye.